Okay, welcome to my messy workbench here. If this goes well, I may turn this into a tutorial. I have this N Scale ConCor E9, I think it is, that I want to put a sound decoder in. And I'm going to do a little machine work here, which I've done a little bit in the past. I'm not the greatest at machining, but we'll see what happens. So here's the frame. It's actually an upper solid piece here, and then the bottom has like two halves, and then there's like an insulated piece there in between. So my goal is to take a LOK Sound 5721 decoder, which is originally designed for like Atlas and Intermountain locomotives, and use it on this locomotive. Get out of the box here. But anyway, that's the decoder there. My plan is to machine off the top here, get this bubble out of here so I can basically set it on top. Probably use some Captain tape, I guess. I don't think this upper half's really, well, yeah, it's making contact here because over here, these two screws, that was where the headlight was for DC mode. So I'll probably put Captain tape to separate it. Here's the motor leads, which I will solder wires to. And then I'm going to take some micro LEDs and probably super glue them to the headlight and the gyro light, and program is to have gyro light on the nose, which should be pretty cool if that works. So, oh, and then the speaker, I have actually an ESU speaker, a little too big to use on all my other locomotives, but I think I can fit it here on the back. I'm going to have to shave a little bit off here. I tried to fit it earlier with the shell, but shave just a little bit off this corner. It'll clear the worm gear there, and I put the speaker there and have plenty of space inside the shell here, it looks like, I think, to fit that speaker in there, like so. And the speaker's pretty loud. I did use it on an Intermountain locomotive that I ended up destroying. But let's not talk about that. Anyway, so this is kind of the start here, and we're going to take this apart and see if we can shave off the top here a little bit here on the bottom half. Okay, here's my machine work. I used a Dremmel. Again, not a professional machinist, just kind of getting by with what I have. So I used a Dremmel tool. It's got the little vise thing, shaved off the good section here. I was hoping it wasn't going to be too thin. If you look inside there, it's kind of hard to see, but it's kind of a thin ceiling in there. Anyway, decoder I just kind of set in place here, and I put the shell on, and it seemed to fit okay. And then I also shaved a little bit off at the back here just so that the speaker would clear. So I kind of did a little rough file here, and I'm going to go wash it, get all the metal shavings off of it here, and then I think I'm going to start doing some soldering here. So cross our fingers, hope this thing works. Okay, so the metal halves are drying out right now. Oops. Uh-oh. Lost part of my headlight here. Okay. Well, that's going to be fun. Next step is to glue on. Here's the headlight. I found these mini micro LEDs. They are tiny. I think I found them on eBay. They did come overseas, and they're already pre-soldered to some wire, which is good because there's no way I could ever solder a wire to these things. They are tiny. I've used these for EOTs on some of my freight cars using a Digitrax TL1 decoder, and these work pretty nice. I just kind of glue them to the coupler and kind of paint them to make it look like an EOT. But anyway, so the goal is to glue them, 2 of them, one on the headlight and then one for the gyro light, and I gotta glue another piece of this together. It's like it cracked and broke, so that's the next step. Okay, we're 2 days later. I've got it wired up a couple nights ago, but I accidentally touched the corner of the speaker tab to the rail, and I think I shorted out the decoder, at least the sound part. As you can see here, I got the lights working. That gyro light is really sweet. I really like the way they've got it set on these decoders here. So that's it right now. I'm gonna see if I can return it and get it fixed, or just order another one here. But that's kind of what it looks like with it wired up there. I'll change another view right here. Okay, this is a little overhead view of how I got it wired. You can see I machined the frame there, I don't know, 1/16 of an inch or so. Not a whole lot. I did try to put the shell on, and it's still a little bit tight. I might do a little more notch out the sides there where you can see the wires going into the into the motor there. They're kind of sticking out, and see if I can get it to fit in there a little better. And then back here you can see where I machined down for the speaker. Here's the speaker right here. So I had it taped off here with some Captain tape, but got the contact when it was wired to the decoder up against the rail, and I heard a little loud squeal sound, and then and that was it. So anyway, yeah, I'll maybe finish this one here in a couple of weeks or so, depending on how long it takes for me to get a new decoder, or see if I can get this one fixed. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so oops, it's about 5 days later. I ended up ordering another decoder. I think what I'm going to do is take the one out of here that I shorted the sound part and put that in a Kato SD45, an older one that I have that's not DCC ready. And try to machine down the frame a little bit because they don't have a whole lot of room to put a speaker in, and I'm just in love with this Mars light or gyro light that you see here. And I've always wanted to kind of retrofit one of my SD45s with a gyro light there on the above the windshield there, the way the SD ones are. So anyway, I'm going to attempt to pull this one out and solder on this one here. I'm also going to do it in my kitchen, so I don't have anything electric to make contact with speaker like I did last weekend. So anyway, I just showing some video here of it currently, and the iLady here in the background is actually a Gevo CSX engine that I put a decoder, an ESU decoder, sound decoder in it earlier this week, and it sounds really, really good. And I'm also in the process of doing an SP-9 and actually soldering individual LEDs on the light pipes for the ditch lights. So I'll have alternating ditch lights when I blow the horn. That's right now. I'm in the middle of that. Got the LEDs glued onto the light pipes last night. So depending on how late it takes me to wire this back up, I might work on that, or I might just save it for the weekend. But either way, if I get that finished, I'll show a little video of that too, because that should be pretty cool. So we'll cross our fingers on this one. Okay, so I swapped out the other decoder with the brand new one here. got everything all wired up. I had my headlight wires on auxiliary 1, which wasn't working, so I moved it to auxiliary 5. And let's see here if we can get the headlight to come on. There's our headlight, and let's fire it up. Listen to that. That thing sounds awesome. We've got our gyro light. Look in there. Horn. I might have some dirty track here, but here she comes. Okay. After quite a few years, this engine sat here on display, unused, and like I said, it's an old ConCor, and you saw it kind of sticking there. I might have some dirty wheels or probably just dirty track, but she sounded really, really good there. So I may throw this on my Amtrak Train as a leader. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of my thing here. I'm probably wanting to see some video of the inside of the shell, how I wired it up. Maybe I'll pull it off here and add that so you can kind of see it up close. But anyway, success. I got a full-size ESU speaker on this one too. It's in the very back. It's kind of taped down to the back of the chassis, so it's good and loud. Sounds really, really good. So anyway, hope you enjoyed this, and keep on chugging.